All right, friends, I am back with Eurotrash MMA episode number 2, and we are reviewing the UFC Fight Night Oklahoma main event. Dricus du Plessis against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman moving up to 84 kilo. That's 185 pounds, middleweight. Um, obviously, Usman is pretty old at this point, and I don't see why anyone would have picked him to win this. He got beat up pretty soundly for, I'd say, almost 5 rounds, because he actually came on late in the fifth and got some good shots in, but overall, he got his ass kicked by big Dricus. Dricus with the goofy style, styled all over Kamaru. Rocked him, I don't know, 5 times at least. And it was pretty funny watching Kamaru Usman sort of complain to the ref about getting head kicked. I don't know what that was about, but he was looking over at the ref a couple of times after getting rocked by a left leg high kick from Dricus. And Usman does tend to do this when he gets hurt. I've seen him fake nut shots against Colby back in the day. And actually, in this one, he also got punched. I think it was a right hand from Dricus, and it caught him clean. I mean, around the eye socket, but it was a closed fist, and he managed to call the fight, to take a break, call the fight, and make it seem like he got eye poked. So Kerry Hatley, who is not the best ref that they have over there in the UFC. I mean, this guy is, he had some, I think I saw him have some early stoppages recently, and he just seems a little nervous out there and unsure of himself. So they had Kerry Hatley out there, and Kamaru tricked him into giving him a breather after he got punched by a du Plessis' right hand. But anyway, technically, we knew coming in, and I said this wasn't going to go well for Kamaru at all. He has the wrestling, sort of. He has that snatch single. He's got the bad knees. Wasn't able to take Dricus down, really. Maybe one time for a split second, but no real control on the ground. In his heyday, he had the kind of up against the cage, grinding control, and he was able to beat up a lot of guys like that. But that wasn't going to happen with Dricus. And Kamaru, shockingly, in his 15, I don't know, maybe more, but his long UFC career has not improved his grappling, his jiu-jitsu at all. So he's not a submission threat and doesn't really have any transitions on the ground. And therefore, his wrestling was pretty much useless against Dricus. Dricus even tried a takedown of his own, maybe in the third or the fourth. That looked awful, but he did try it. And just, overall beat up Usman on the feet. He has that crazy left leg, very dexterous, and he was able to rock him with the high kicks. And then in the fifth, I don't know if Dricus maybe got a little tired towards the end, but Kamaru did come on in the last few minutes and land some shots, but it's he wasn't really close to finishing or anything like that. So I think two of the refs had it at 50-45 and one had 49-46. I could see maybe that fifth round to Usman, but he got rocked. I mean, he was on skates. early in that round as well. So it's kind of hard to give him that one. But when they read the result, he looked surprised. He I don't know what he was thinking, but he looked surprised that it was 50-45. And I think he even said something in the post fight interview about what, he was asking what what the judges were watching. So yeah, Usman at middleweight, I don't think so. Maybe if he takes a step down in competition, he still somehow has a chin. I mean, it's crazy how he was able to come back from those head kicks. I mean, a couple times he looked out on his feet, and Drickus didn't really rush in for the finish, but still, I mean, he looked out of it, and he was able to recover and look good in the fifth round. So he still has a chin, he still has the jab, but at this point, he seems pretty limited. So I don't think he can really get wins at that level, at that top 5 level. So yeah, that was Duplessis Usman. Also saw Duncan beat up Cannonier in the co-main. Cannonier getting old, and Duncan just outsized him and out physiqued him. I mean, he was just bigger, stronger, and Cannonier used to be known as a strong guy. I'm sure he's still strong, but Duncan just looked bigger, stronger, faster, and kind of beat him up on the feet with spinning shit. And then yeah, it's a nice win for Duncan, I guess. And he's a relatively young guy moving up in the middleweight division. It'll be interesting to see how they match him up next. And what else in Oklahoma? Something interesting. Tommy McMillan with a new record in strikes landed in a 3-round fight, I think. Beat up Montes. Just brought the pressure. Just kept coming forward and pressuring. He got rocked a few times himself by hooks, but just kept coming forward. And I don't know why Montes didn't attempt to grapple at all, pretty much. That was kind of weird. But they just had this war, and McMillan was flashing the gun signs and bringing the heat. So he gets a 3rd round TKO and another massive bonus. I think that's 2 bonuses in 2 fights. Good for him. He looks exciting. We'll see what he looks like as he moves up in competition. It'll be interesting to see, because so far we've only seen these 2 at this level. We've seen him have these kind of stand-up wars. So, but yeah, exciting featherweight. And then I also enjoyed watching what was it? Elliott against the B team guy. Shit, forgot his name, but short notice. He had Nicky Ryan in his corner, and great jiu-jitsu, great grappler, but he got beat by Elliott, who's also a very good grappler, but a better wrestler. And there were some interesting exchanges. This guy, this B team guy, or former B team guy, I think they're Simple Man now or something like that. This guy needs to be at bantamweight. I think this was just a short notice opportunity, and he jumped in there on a few days' notice, and he was noticeably smaller than Elliott, and Elliott looked good, man. I mean, good MMA grappling. There's definitely some things he can polish up in terms of his transitions and threats on the ground. We didn't really see too much in the stand-up, so, and this was the first time I saw him fight, so I don't know where he's at in a kind of a longer, more sustained stand-up battle, but it was exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing Elliot uh, compete again at featherweight. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The next one we have is, I think it's Abu Dhabi. Not much going on there on that card. We have Ankalaev against Guskov. Guskov, I think, got moved from the Belgrade card. Short notice, moved up to fight Ankalaev. It's light heavyweight, so anything can happen. I mean, Guskov has power. He could land something big, but unlikely. Ankalaev is probably going to box him up, and yeah, he's probably also going to be a big favorite anyway. So probably, not a huge moneymaker fight for the bettors, but yeah, unlikely that Guskov can get the upset. Honestly, he should just rush in. He should probably pull the Pereira in their second fight, when he just kind of ran at Ankalaev and pressured him from the start and caught him early. Caught him cold, as they say. Yeah. So that's coming up. And then let's shift over to our European scene. I mean, this is where I'm at, as you guys know. So let's get back to the Octagon situation. They doled out the fines for the fiasco last week, for the Engizek-Yotko fiasco. They fined Engizek 20,000 euros and gave him a 6-month suspension. A lot of people thought that was not enough, and they're probably right. It's unlikely Engizek would have really fought in the next 6 months anyway. So, I mean, 6 months when you're fighting twice a year at most is nothing. 20K, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much he got paid for his fight, so hard to say. I mean, 20K is really not that much considering what happened. So it was funny. The Czech fans were like, oh my God, 20K fine, like that's crazy, that's a lot. And then the German people in the comments were like, what? That's it? It's just 20K. They should have fined him more. I mean, you could just see the difference in mindset and, I guess, life in general. But yeah, a 20K, 6 months. I mean, a couple of his friends or corners or something got fines, some kind of fines as well. But I don't remember exactly what they were. So yeah, and Yotko seemed upset. Yotko posted something about being upset, wanting to leave, going to FNC. I don't know what his situation is, but like I said in episode 1, right now I don't think they have anyone there that beats him currently. Especially if you count out Murado. And as of last week, he wasn't part of the organization. So, I wasn't really counting him. And now we've got news that Murado is back, sort of. It's probably a one-fight deal. But he is stepping in on short notice against Will Fleury not next week, but probably a couple weeks from now. They've got one in the Czech Republic, Octagon Štvanice. And that's interesting. I mean, it's at light heavyweight, so Murado is moving up. He's a middleweight overall, and that's where he fought in the UFC. And Fleury has been fighting at light heavyweight and heavyweight. I think he's the double champ right now, so he's a big guy. Moves pretty well for a big guy. Obviously, roided out of his mind, but still light on his feet. It's pretty impressive, and a good chin. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Murado can hurt Fleury. It'll be interesting to see what kind of shape he is in, since it's short notice. Although I saw Fleury post a video saying that he felt like his original opponent, Shkvor, knew he wasn't going to show up, and that Murado was in on it, and they're kind of setting him up. So Fleury thinks that Murado has been in basically training and preparing for this fight because he knew that he would eventually be given the spot. So I don't know if that's true. Probably not, but who knows? Big interesting fight for sure. So looking forward to that. And then, yeah, what else is there? Nothing much, kind of same shit, different event. So yeah, that's it for the big stuff over there. Oh, well, heavyweight MMA it's like its own sport really, but we got to mention this one. At heavyweight, we got the KSW heavyweight title on the line, and we're going to do Phil DeFries on his long winning streak, defending the title against Stefan Wojciech. And I think that's going to be in the Czech Republic. They had Wojciech on one of the RFA cards. They were planning on having him on the September card, I think, and they pulled him from that, or they let him go because he's getting this big opportunity to rematch Phil DeFries at heavyweight for the KSW title. So that's a big title over here, and it would be, if Wojciech pulls it off, that would be the first time that someone from Slovakia won a KSW title at any weight, I think. I'm pretty sure. So it's a big deal, and it'll be interesting. I mean, for me, what's interesting about these rematches is the adjustment, right? So the first fight, Wojciech nearly, he got finished, but he hurt DeFries early, and he was very close to winning the fight himself. And now in the rematch, we'll see if that was a fluke in a sense that DeFries sort of underestimated him and got caught, but was able to recover, or if these guys are evenly matched, and if Wojciech has maybe even made some improvements since the last fight, whether tactical or actual, physical improvements, and if he's able to adjust and take the title. It'll be interesting, but tough. I think DeFries is going to be coming in very ready for this rematch, so it's not going to be easy. Yeah, that's the breakdown on that heavyweight fight, and one of the few heavyweight fights one of the few regional MMA fights that I'm actually looking forward to, because usually it's not the most exciting stuff in that division. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Octagon and KSW stuff. And then we've got that RFA Castle event coming up in a few weeks, and what's going on over there? They have I don't know if it's the main event, but it's like the big, it's the people's main event, at least, if not the main event. They've got Pirat Kristofic, Samuel Kristofic, fighting in a rematch against some ancient Polish guy, Naruchka. They had a fight years ago in Octagon, controversial decision, and now for his comeback fight, they're supposed to rematch, for his comeback fight and his first fight in the new organization in RFA. So yeah, a couple of older guys going at it. A lot of people know Kristofic here in Slovakia, so he's a big draw, and we'll see how that goes. But it looks like he's been having some issues with his hand, so I don't even know if it's actually going to happen. But that's what's next up over here locally, on the, let's call it the local regional level. And that's it. I think that's it. next up, yeah, I mentioned Abu Dhabi. That's, just Ankalaev over there. And then after that, we'll have Belgrade, UFC Belgrade. I'm looking forward to that. There's a few interesting fights on that card, and I think that's it. We're in the process of preparing for our Dana White's Contender Series fight on September 8th. Things are going according to plan, and we're planning on heading out to Vegas probably around August 27th or so, somewhere around that, to get acclimated and everything and be ready for September 8th. So that'll wrap it up for this one, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.